Hi guys, I'm Blue Benjis and welcome to Mike on Fire. We have here an international artist. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hey everybody, my name is Adiola Obabi. I'm from Lagos, Nigeria. I go by the stage name Freezy, and
Okay, easy.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you for.
So, what made you think of the name Freezy?
Freezy came from back then in high school when everybody had this nickname. You know, when Chris Brown had this Breezy, Drake had the Dreezy, and so my music name would start with a F, so I came up with the Freezy. Yeah.
Oh, I see. What's your nationality?
Um, I'm Nigerian from the street of Lagos.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lagos. Okay. How was your journey like growing up in Lagos?
Well, I would say I'm grateful having to experience life in Lagos, having to like grow up in Lagos, going to school, going up to the bullying and being a senior, it just made me experience how life is, like the difficulties in life, and I'm grateful that I get to, grow up in Lagos.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see. So, what were your difficulties like?
Oh, everybody always makes it seem like Africa is so difficult. I mean, I would say there's some difficult parts in Africa, like
Mm.
how it is in America, daily life, struggles. But I feel like, the sun, the weather, just being outside with your friends, like there's a lot. I feel like it's difficult, but in the same time, you enjoy the journey. So it's just about the journey. So I enjoyed like my time in Africa.
Oh, I see. I
Yeah.
see. That's very nice. Um, so what inspired you to take music serious? So when, ignited that passion in you?
To take music
Yeah,
seriously,
what made you take?
uh, that's a good question actually. Because I still ask myself to today, like I can still believe I'm actually a musician, or like
Right,
actually doing an interview,
right.
talk about like my upcoming project that I'm about to drop as a bad boy.
Mm,
So I feel like being a musician is, so I say, it's a calling, because if I didn't never see myself doing this. So me doing this right now, I just feel like as a human being, you could just be whatever you want to do in life, and if something points you at this direction, and everybody supports you, you just have to keep going. So that's what I'm doing right now. Just keep believing in myself.
I see. Makes sense. That's very motivational. Um, so you mentioned a project you're working on as a bad boy. What inspired you to come up with the name and the project?
As a bad boy, so basically, being bad is like a slang in Africa, and my native back home, like in Nigeria. So when they say bad, it doesn't mean that you're like a bad kid. It
Right.
means like you're bad, like you're like doing something good. Like imagine if like score a goal right now. You're like, oh shit, I'm a bad player, I'm a bado type shit. It's like a praising, it's like a praise. So I'm like praising myself, like I'm as a bad boy. Try me, like like my EP is good, so try to listen to my EP or my song. So that's the inspiration behind the whole tape. Is like it's a good song. So as a bad boy, try listen to my song.
Oh, okay. So you mentioned is it an album or EP?
It's a EP with 5 songs.
Okay. So you recently shot a video to your song. Um, what song was that?
It's the Baby Debe song. It's a really good song actually. It was a really nice shot. It was full of good vibes. We had beautiful people. Good looking females. Had my boy Matt pull up, and we had a good time. It's about to drop the day of the EP, April 4th.
So how was the process and everything? How did it go?
Um, we that day was actually a good day actually, because I had friends pull up. We got some food. Took a shot. We went to the restaurant down the street, actually to like do like a couple of scenes over there, and we came back over here. We had a performance scene, and yeah, I can't wait to actually release the video because it was actually good.
Okay, that's nice. That's very nice. So like, so far in this music, doing music for so long, what is your pros and cons and
Pros and cons of music. First, I would like to say respect to people that started music before me, like the OGs of Afrobeats. They made Afrobeat like easier for like should I say incoming artists like me today to like be in the field and express ourselves and get people that are not even Africans, to actually play our song in radios and dance to our song. So I think that's a big pro. That's a really big advantage. And this disadvantage is more about like so I say I'm not in Africa, but I don't really see it as a disadvantage no more because of now Afrobeat is now worldwide now. So like everybody's into Afrobeat. So there's not really much disadvantage. I feel like it's more about making use of your resources and taking advantage of whatever you could like use to get to the next level. So
oh, I see.
yeah,
Okay. You mentioned a Nigerian artist who inspired you growing up.
I'll say Wizkid, Davido, um, Fela. I listen to Fela also, and during the 2010s when growing up, it was mostly like Wizkid that most Africans, especially Nigerian, listen to. So Wizkid and Davido, one of my biggest music influence.
Oh, okay, um, so how was your journey of your music from the first song you did, and how did you see yourself compared to now?
Uh, wow, I still see myself the same, still growing, still trying to achieve, you know, to the next level. I still haven't had people buy ticket to my show yet Sunday, so I was to say I'm still hustling, still trying to get there. But
Right.
I appreciate, you know, the process, the journey. I'm definitely not where I used to be before, So I would say that I've grown so much, but I've not gotten to where I want to be or where I should be. But I'm enjoying the process.
Right, you could say that. Yeah,
Yeah,
enjoying the journey and
the
the
journey.
process and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
That's great. So I see. Okay, Afrobeats today is the new wave now. So how does that influence your music?
The like nowadays in clubs nowadays you can't even clubs are not actually live without Afrobeats now. Like even the American DJs know that they have to play Afrobeats in the clubs. Even the white DJs, Hispanic. So it's a Afrobeat is a way of life now. It's more acceptable than every other music in the whole world. Burna Boy is like the biggest artist in the whole world, not just in Africa. He's like the number one, if not two, maybe even Drake. But Afrobeat is like everywhere.
You mentioned Burna Boy. So who are your top threes?
Top threes artists, Wizkid. There's not any other, but I'm just gonna mention there's Wizkid,
The original top three.
there's Wizkid, Davido, Burna Boy. But personally, I feel like Wizkid have already gone to a level that is not shouldn't be in the top three no more. It's like in the level of them Fela, Kuti. So the new top three should be like Burna Boy, maybe Davido number one, but Davido should be like around Wizkid level. So the new top three should be Burna Boy, Rema, and maybe Kiss Daniel. Yeah,
Kid Daniel.
Kiss
Wow, that's
Daniel.
surprising.
Yeah.
Okay. So, um, you did mention something about how Afrobeats basically is changing to new wave now, and everybody's listening to it now. Do you believe like is it gonna be played more in the clubs, or do you feel like it's gonna be nationwide one day,
I
not
mean,
just the clubs and parties?
It's good initially, but now they made a whole category for us in the Grammys, which I still think is a little bit disrespectful because of there's some African music that are not really Afrobeat, that are more like R&Bs. They should be in the R&B category, but I mean, they're still giving us like a little chance to like express ourselves. So I think Afrobeat is number one. It's getting there.
Okay, so you said that you believe Afrobeats is number one. So how do you rate Nigerian music today, the current sound?
Number one, Nigerian music, South African music, Ghanaian music. It's all African. Even and piano is still African music. So we're topping, but Afrobeat before and piano, I think. Yeah.
So you mentioned Afrobeats and piano. So who do you believe is like can do a piano better?
South Africans, they don't originate on the piano, so we have to give it to them.
Yeah,
They're like the
originally.
origin. Yeah, but when it comes to Afrobeat, of course, it's Nigerian.
Okay, so how do you define music to you?
Music, I think music is a way of life. It's a way of expressing oneself. I believe everybody sings in the shower or whenever like in a good mood or even crying or sad mood or just it's just a way of expressing oneself. But I take music as a career because of, I wanna be known in doing this. I wanna be like being in the great level. So music is life to me, it's everything. And someday I must start making money from my music.
Right, right. That's the goal. So are you ready for the journey? You know what's to come, and you know how the industry is like, and what the what's and the ifs and outs, but ifs and outs of it.
Yeah, I really am actually. I really am, waiting for more doors to open because, they try to scare you about the industry, but I just feel
Industry.
like, it's like a regular day-to-day life, you have to use your sense, you have to be smart, you know. You don't have to take bad deals, you have to make sure you're like
It's
making,
true.
taking advantage of whatever you're doing and also be humble with whatever you do. That's the main thing, don't be greedy. So I'm ready. I try to be humble, so I stay humble every time.
Okay, that sounds nice. So, would you ever like to be signed, or would you like to just stay independent?
Um, Most people get on the interview or on social media and tell you don't get signed, stay independent, and it's all lies to be honest. Because of I rather be signed. Being signed it takes you to a different space. You get to be in a different world. I tried independent so far, and I would say I don't want to be independent. I want to be signed. And people make upcoming artists look bad, and when they sign somebody and they leave that label later on after. I just feel like that's great. People are like, oh, the bad contract. I'm like, before you sign, you definitely seen the contract. So why is it after you made some money or you made some name and you start thinking that, oh, I signed a bad contract? No, I think that's more like greed. So that's why before you sign, make sure you check the contract. Make sure it's something that you're okay with in the
Requirements.
next 5 years.
Right.
But people like us, they're making us not get signed because of people that got signed are like leaving that label or like being so ungrateful. So, like I said, I always stay humble. So if I get signed, if I see a contract today, I will definitely go through it because I'm educated, and I'll make sure like whatever deal I sign is something that will benefit me not just today but in the next 2 years. So. I do want to get signed. I don't want to be independent no more. I'm tired of being independent.
Right,
I'm
it's the
tired.
cost.
Yeah.
So, what are the pros and the cons of being independent?
Um, People say, yeah, you make your money independent. You make, you don't have to share your profit and all that. But there's a lot of cons with independent. Like, you know, being independent, you're not, everything is on you. Like you're doing this by yourself. But when you sign, you know, it creates somebody believes in you. That alone actually gingers you. That makes you want to do more. The fact
Yeah,
that somebody is spending that money on you,
on you,
it
right.
makes you want to actually
Go
go
hustle.
harder. You
Yeah.
know, it makes you like now wake up one day and just feel lazy because they're gonna be calling you that, oh, you gotta get your shit done. So it makes you be on 10 toes. So I rather be signed. So that's the cons of being independent.
Independent.
Yeah.
Right. Makes sense.
Yeah.
And what artists would you want to collab with, and if gotten an opportunity?
Um, any Afrobeat artist, I don't want to say name and make everybody, other people don't feel like they're doing their job right. But I'll mention Stanley, Omale. Omale is really good. Rema. But any top artist that want to feature me, I'm down. I'm down to work. I'm down to,
I
you
see.
know, be in the next level and be with these guys.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, definitely. So before we wrap it up, is there anything you want to tell the viewers?
Yeah, my EP drops as a bad boy drops April 4th. Watch out for, new sound, different vibes, Afrobeats and a piano, old fella too. I try to mix some old throwbacks in my one of my EPs, one of my songs. So watch out for that, and I'm very sure you would enjoy it and you would love it too. And I pray and I would want support from my viewers and people to like share me, and I could be the new whiskey someday. So
Yeah,
I
we
need
pray for
support from
that.
people to get there. So whoever is gonna be watching this video, I would like you to like share and like and go stream my
Subscribe.
tape.
Thank you for being an amazing guest on our show here today. And I pray everything goes great for your journey in music and make it to where you want to.
Thank you very much, and I feel honored, and it's my pleasure for coming over here, and many more to come. And
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely for sure.
getting off Freezy.